Consider for a moment the unthinkable. A nuclear bomb detonates over a major city in the United States. What happens next? The immediate aftermath is almost too horrific to comprehend. In an instant, a fireball hotter than the sun engulfs everything within a 1-mile radius, obliterating buildings, vehicles, and people. This is followed by a blast wave that flattens everything within a 5-mile radius. Now let's take a step back in history to the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The devastation was monumental, with over 200,000 lives lost. And this was with bombs a fraction of the size of today's nuclear weapons. The immediate damage from a nuclear explosion is vast and catastrophic. But the fallout and long-term effects are even more deadly. As we delve deeper into this topic, we will explore the chilling reality of nuclear fallout and the safe distance one should be from the blast to have a chance at survival. The fallout from a nuclear detonation is just as harmful, if not more so, than the initial explosion. It's a silent, invisible enemy that you can't outmaneuver or outsmart. Radioactive fallout is the residual nuclear material propelled into the upper atmosphere following a nuclear blast. It's carried by wind and precipitation, covering large areas and making them uninhabitable. To understand the gravity of the situation, let's take a look at past events. The Chernobyl disaster of 1986 is a prime example of the destructive power of nuclear fallout. The explosion and subsequent fires released large amounts of radioactive particles into the atmosphere, which spread over much of Western USSR and Europe. Similarly, the Fukushima disaster in 2011, triggered by a tsunami, led to massive amounts of radioactive materials being released into the environment, causing widespread contamination. Surviving the initial blast is only the beginning. The fallout is a silent, invisible killer that can last for years, even decades. So, how far away would you need to be to survive a nuclear detonation? A question that seems straight out of a dystopian novel, yet it's a valid concern in our complex world. The safe distance from a nuclear explosion isn't just a matter of miles or kilometers. It's a web of factors woven together, each one playing a crucial role in determining your fate. Firstly, the size of the bomb is a key factor. A small yield bomb will have a significantly smaller radius of destruction compared to a large yield bomb. Data from nuclear tests show that for a 1 megaton bomb, you'd want to be at least 10 miles away to avoid immediate lethal effects. Secondly, the altitude of the detonation plays a significant role. A detonation at ground level concentrates the destructive force in a smaller area, but creates more fallout. A high-altitude blast, on the other hand, spreads the destructive force over a larger area, but creates less fallout. Lastly, the direction of the wind is critical. Nuclear fallout can be carried for hundreds of miles by the wind, contaminating areas far from the blast site. So, even if you're outside the immediate blast radius, you could still be in danger from fallout. The safe distance from a nuclear detonation is not a fixed number. It depends on many factors. But in general, the further away you are, the better your chances of survival. Surviving a nuclear detonation is not impossible. It requires knowledge, preparation, and a bit of luck. Let's break down some basic survival tips that could make all the difference. First, seek immediate shelter. The most lethal effects of a nuclear blast are the initial heat and radiation, so finding a sturdy structure is crucial. Buildings made of brick or concrete provide the best protection. Next, stay inside and wait for the fallout to settle. This could take up to 2 weeks, so having a stocked supply of food and water is essential. Remember, patience is key here. Emerging too soon could expose you to harmful radiation. Avoiding contaminated food and water is another crucial step. Sealed, canned, or dried foods are your best bet. Water sources can become contaminated, so having a supply of bottled water or a method of purification can be a lifesaver. These tips are just the tip of the iceberg. We encourage you to delve deeper, learn more about nuclear survival, and prepare for all types of disasters. It's not about living in fear, but about being ready for any eventuality. Knowledge is power, especially in a disaster scenario. Subscribe to our channel and like this video to stay informed and increase your chances of survival. Remember, the will to survive is the most important thing. Stay safe, stay prepared.